Hey guys, and welcome. It's Tuesday again, so I've got some more news and info around Battlefield 2042 for you and a quick look at the new weekly missions, modes, and store items. Yesterday we also got a new podcast episode with details to specialist changes that we can expect with Season 5, so if you haven't seen this one yet, be sure to check it out as well. But now let's get into today's video, starting with the latest EA earnings call. And while this is usually most interesting for investors of the company or other interested parties, and this is of course not a channel about financial advice, there's always some small details or info to what the company plans for their franchises. And that was the same this time, because Andrew Wilson, the CEO of EA, said a few things to the future of Battlefield, and these all sound very promising so far, and I know that this is also the nature of earnings calls. However, according to Wilson, the teams around Battlefield want to bring it back in an entirely new way in the future, and even though this can mean a lot, and we heard similar sentences like Battlefield will never be the same and so on before the launch of Battlefield 5 in 2042, it's at least a good signal that they are still willing to support the franchise and not give up on it, what they could easily do considering the initial sales numbers of the last two titles. He also said that they've not just building a game with the next title, but a platform instead to drive live services over decades to come, and that the franchise is implanted in their strategy of building games and experiences that attract and entertain massive online communities across all platforms. They do not have any date announcements or features to share at this time, but they have an extraordinary creative leadership team and also confidence in the teams who develop the game and the progress they're making. So it sounds a bit like they plan a live service model similar to Apex Legends for Battlefield, where there is a base game and with every season the developers can build around it, extend the lore, add new maps, weapons and so on, and keep this cycle going for the next maybe 10 years. And while there have been several rumors around the next Battlefield title already, the only thing that was confirmed so far is that DICE Stockholm is responsible for the multiplayer again, that Ripple Effect creates a whole new experience for the game, whatever that might be, maybe again some kind of battle royale or extraction mode, and that the new studio Ridgeline Games, that is based in Seattle, is creating a single-player campaign under the lead of industry veteran Marcus Letho. We also don't know how long they plan to support 2042, because right now we have no details to any content after Season 5, but I hope there's more to come and they won't give up on the title now that they have brought it back on track with so many updates and improvements. And talking about updates, I also forgot a small detail in yesterday's video where I was talking about the changes to the two specialists, Irish and Dozer, because with update 5.0 we will also get an improvement for the damage numbers that you can enable in the options. Right now you can only turn the damage numbers on or off and set their size to small, medium or large, and the option is also a bit hidden in the crosshair tab. But with the new season, the setting will be moved to the HUD General, where it's supposed to be, and will have a lot more customization options. You can then make the damage numbers visible in your score log like it is now, so the damage will be shown alongside your XP events and kills, and the selection of the size is separated from this, but what you can do as well, and this is new, is set the damage numbers to screen center and then they will stick to your crosshair. You can still select the size of them of course, but you can also adjust the vertical and horizontal offset and move it around to a spot you want it to be. Just a small improvement, but a very nice addition to make gunfights a bit more transparent and the damage easier to read. And then we also got some nice little Easter eggs, or maybe they will evolve into bigger ones at some point towards the end of the season, who knows, but for now they're small and frozen and look like a giant shark. Yes, the Megalodon is back in Battlefield after its appearance alongside different Easter eggs of Battlefield 4, 1 and 5, where you could find it in different sizes and terrains. But this time it looks like it's not ready to swim or eat someone yet, because it's frozen on top of the ice field on Breakaway, and I'm not sure if this has been there since release of the map overhaul, but I believe someone would have found it a lot earlier if that would be the case. So it looks a bit like it's trying to break free with the ice falling down from the block every now and again, and there is also sound when you get closer to it. Definitely a nice find by the Easter egg community and maybe part of a new Easter egg at the end of the season. Let's see. What we also got is a little sound improvement to Ranger, cause when you pet him 2 times now, he will start playing music similar to the radios you can activate in vehicles. And when you try to pet him again while he's playing music, he will even start to do a little dance. Pretty neat feature as well, and maybe also connected to an upcoming Easter egg. Credits go to BF Phantom on Twitter and also to the Battlefield Easter egg community for finding this. And one last point to all this Easter egg stuff: if you should have missed out on the one in Season 3 where this missile launched into the factory on Spearhead and then you had to find jammers and radios on Manifest, it seems to be active again. Not sure about the Norland Easter egg with radios from Season 2, but you can check out my guides and portal codes for them. They should all still work, and give it a try. But now let's head over to the content that was added today with a weekly rotation, starting with new playlists and portal modes. Over in Conquest, you can now find Conquest 64 instead of the Exodus playlist, but I honestly don't know what the difference is between these two. They are both 64 players and have a similar map rotation with a mix of old and new maps, so no idea. But I guess the most important thing is that there is a 64-player Conquest in the game at all. Over in Breakthrough, there's nothing new this week, and at Rush and TDM, you can now find Rush XL. For current gen and PC, this is a 128-player Chaos version of the classic mode, and on the old gen consoles, this is limited to 64 players. In Portal, there were also 2 new modes added, and this week it's All Out Superiority, a completely vehicle-focused mode where only air and ground vehicles are available and no infantry, and Battlefield World Tour, which is a mix of Rush and Conquest on multiple maps of 1942, 2042, Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2. On Friday, the modes will change again as usual, and a new Friday Night Battlefield experience will be added. Over at the item store, we got the Tactical Showdown bundle this week, and this one was in the store a few weeks ago already, but was quickly disabled after only about an hour. So now it's back, costs 1,750 coins, and comes with a legendary specialist set for Boris, a legendary weapon skin for the AC-42 that also changes the look of the UH-1 Smart Optic, the Type 4 Heavy Suppressor, the STNR laser, and the standard issue extended magazine. Then there is a vehicle skin for the Bolty, another weapon skin for the K30, and a player card background. In addition, the expensive Against the Grain bundle is on sale for 2,000 instead of 3,000 coins, and this is the one with the desert camo skins for the specialists Pike, Boris, Angel, and McKay, for weapon skins for the PKP, SWS, 12M Auto, and AK-24, and a Wildcat skin, all kept in the same style. And at the end, as usual, let's have a quick look at the new weekly missions. These are a bit more vehicle focused this time, but again not very hard to complete, especially not when you make good use of the all-out superiority mode. So in the first section you need to inflict 500 damage, revive 10 teammates and travel 2 kilometers in air vehicles. In the second section it's 20 more kills and revives, 30 enemies spotted or spot assists, and 15 kills and assists with vehicles. And in the third section you have to capture or neutralize 20 objectives, destroy 3 vehicles, and earn 25 ribbons. For the bonus mission you simply need to deal some more damage to vehicles. And like I said, for all of these vehicle missions the all-out superiority mode over in Portal is perfect. If you can't fly yourself, just hop into someone else's heli as passenger and fly around with them until the distance traveled mission is done. And then for the other 3 missions, where you have to do kills and assists and deal damage with vehicles, just hop into a tank. There's plenty of them available. For the enemies spotted and spot assists, you will then have to switch over to Conquest or Breakthrough to complete them faster, because here you can do them with Casper's drone or gadgets like the Tox or the proc sensor, but everything counts here, so you don't have to limit yourself to the recon specialists. You can also use the manual spotting if that's what you prefer. For the objectives captured and neutralized, Conquest is usually the best way to go, and for the ribbons earned, it doesn't really matter which mode you play. You can earn up to 15 ribbons per match, so this mission should be a lot easier to complete than the ribbon missions of former weeks. If you have already finished the Battle Pass and you're wondering if it even makes sense to complete the weekly missions, make sure you also have the season badge unlocked before you ignore them, because once the season is over, you won't be able to unlock it anymore. And that was it for today, your usual weekly overview of what's going on in and around Battlefield 2042 at the moment. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like or a comment below and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until then, thanks for watching, I'm the Catwoman and you are awesome.